What's going on, guys? So this is something I have never spoke about in front of anybody, including my family, my friends, my following, nobody at all. So this is a very special video to me. Make sure you guys listen to the end. All right, so what I wanted to speak about is my biggest loss in my entire trading career. Now, this isn't the biggest monetary loss, meaning this is not even close to the most money I've lost in the markets on a single trade. This is just speaking about the biggest loss as far as emotionally, psychology wise, just absolutely destroyed me and everything I had going during that point. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is what happened, y'all. So my girlfriend, my beautiful, amazing girlfriend, and all of her hope and trust into what I do for a living is the reason that got me to that point, and a bigger reason why I'm trying to talk to you guys about this, to make sure you're not risking money that, not that you're not confident in, but that's not yours and that was probably needed within the household. Okay, we'll just kind of keep it that way. But I was doing progressively well within my trading, nothing crazy, kind of back and forth, kind of break even. I've never been a trader who's full margin my accounts to try to get that expedited push above where I currently was at. I've always progressively and smartly compounded accounts, meaning I never really risked, like 10, 20, 30% per trade. It was always like 1 to 5%, making sure that I'm doing well within the account, and I could never go on to the next day extremely frustrated because I lost money that I potentially couldn't lose. I've always been that way with my trading career. So back at that point, this was 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't have enough money to make good money within the markets. I'd have a couple $1,000 into an account and I'm risking $50 per trade, $100 per trade, but nothing that could substantially remove me from my position, which was working a 9 to 5. And so came to my girlfriend like she was an investor and showed her my track record of how well I've been doing with FTMO, with some smaller accounts. And the reason why I did this is because I didn't have much money saved up. I was always been decent at making money, but even better at spending money. So even at that time I had a decent job, I wasn't fucking saving anything. I couldn't put anything towards trading because I was constantly spending so much money on bills and shit. Big issue back then. So nonetheless, showed her everything, told her, if you pull out your life savings, which was like, I think 7 or 8K, and give it to me, I will trade it. I will double it, potentially triple within a year. I will give you yours back plus interest and we'll be good. I can leave the job. We'll be rich. We'll start traveling more, blah, 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 just filling up the head with shit. And I'm not just telling her this to get her money. I'm telling her this because I fucking believe that this is actually going to happen, really serious about it. That's why I took that jolt to say, hey, invest in me. So fast forward, she ends up fucking doing it. I talked to her about the 401k plan, how you're only getting a couple percent per year. Just let it go. Let me handle it. We'll make it happen. Gives me, bam, a full paycheck. It was like $5,500, okay? $5,500 when the most I've ever traded before on a personal account was like 2 to 3K. I think I had like a 2 to 3K account at that point. And so I merged that with the $5,500, and now all of a sudden I have, it's like $7,500 or $7,800 account. Big account for me at that point. Like, again, this is, 4 or 5 years ago. And so what had happened from that point is we ended up traveling to Arizona for about a week because we were trying to hang out with their parents and such. So we're on fucking vacation when I started this account, all high and mighty and excited, like, oh, about to be making money on vacation, about to kill it, and risking a fuck ton per trade. Now I'm going from risking 30 to $80 per trade, I believe, to now risking $500 per trade. I got some leverage in the markets. I'm trying to make some fucking money and make it happen. So, well, let's see what happened. So, the very first day that we went on vacation, I think it was like a Friday or Saturday. So I had a couple of days to kind of just hang out with the family and such. And for those of you who don't know, when you have a big ass account to trade on Monday, whether it's a new funded account or a new bigger personal account, it's tough to go through the weekend because you're excited to trade, absolutely raw emotion of just excitement that you're about to get rich, about to leave the job, everything is about to change. And so I get into my first couple of trades on Monday, a couple of days after we get there to Arizona, and I get absolutely destroyed from the markets, okay? So it's like first 2 trades, I risked $500, and I missed that 500. When I say I lost that within a couple minutes, but instead of getting discouraged, I have a bigger account, so I'm honestly not frustrated at that point. Just like, all right, bro, let's follow the plan and continue to execute what we've been doing the past couple months. And I execute my second trade, boom, get taken out again. Now I'm down $1,000, and you guys know me, I'm a day trader scalper, so I'm down $1,000 within like a couple minutes, maybe an hour max, and I'm freaking the fuck out at this point. Not like super stressed yet, I guess. I'm not super stressed yet, but at this point I'm like, damn, bro, I just lost $1,000 of her money that she took years to make. That's all I could think in the back of my head, is how much time it took her to make versus how much time it just took me to lose it. And being a smart, educated trader at that point, instead of continuing on to over leverage, max trade during times I shouldn't trade, I actually just stepped away from the markets and came on the very next day. Good attitude, hung out with the family, time to start making some money, potentially recover this account, whatever, okay? And so I put my first trade in. I can't remember what news release it was, okay? Unfortunately, it was CPI, PPI, some big news event. I don't think it was NFP, because I always have that in the back of my head first Friday of every month, but one of the big news events. And I put my trade in, went to go hang out with the fam. We were drinking some coffee or some shit, because we always hang out in like the common area where, to hang out with the fam and such. So I was just drinking some coffee, whatever. And I got back to my trade after I made coffee. And again, we're talking a couple minutes, I didn't just leave my trade alone. I usually don't do so. Hop back on my computer, look down at my chart, and I am down $3,800 on this now. I think it was like 6K account. $3,800, bro. And mind you, I'm sitting here. You got the girlfriend sitting not kind of close to me, but more close to her parents. She's hanging out with her parents, and then her parents are sitting on this side couch right here. Okay, like all this is going on while I'm sitting here, and I was just like, I just felt myself getting so hot and freaking the fuck out, because it was like, oh my god, bro, I'm about to blow this account. Like, what the fuck do I do at this point? I forgot to put a stop loss in, and a news release happened, and it ended up going against me. And so the whole time I'm thinking like, well, fuck, what do I do? Do I remove myself from this trade? Should I try to wait for it to recover? Like, I just lost like half of this portfolio within 2 days. I'm like losing it, bro. But I have to contain it all, because the fam is sitting right here. I can't just tell them that I just lost their daughter's life savings damn near within 2 days. We got to keep it together and risk manage as much as I possibly can. So I'm stressed, I'm just trying to figure out, should I cut this trade, or should I continue on with allowing this trade to fucking play out and potentially recover some? And what did I do? I did what I shouldn't have done. I've already lost way more than I'm supposed to risk, because I didn't have a stop loss. So instead of, cutting it and trying to progressively use my edge to bring it back, I'm just like, well, fuck, bro, I have to recover it now or this shit's gone. Just like I always talk about the 5% rule. Once your account is down by 50%, you believe the account is gone, but you still have 50% left of the account to go. It's insane. And so nonetheless, I'm allowing this thing to play out. At this point, I can't fucking stare at it, because I'm so stressed out, just trying to hang out with the fam and not show my emotions, that I can't fucking look at it. It's like sitting over here while I'm watching TV, but I'm just trying to like not look at it over and over again. And it's just dropping, Every time another 10 minutes will go by, now we're down $4,200. 10, 15 minutes go by, now we're down 5K. I mean, a massive move, bro. A really, really frustratingly massive move happened, not only during the news release, but afterwards. It just continued to spiral on out of control. So nonetheless, at the very end of it, I blew the entire account, her entire life savings within 2 days. It was gone. And I kept it to myself. I had a decent job at that point, so I knew I was going to make it back. I never thought about leaving trading or anything, even though I was so fucking frustrated. But it just kind of destroyed me inside, because it was a secret I kept from her for years, all the way up to this point, 4 or 5 years later. And trust, I will be showing her this video, by the way. I promise you guys, I will be showing her the whole video. But just the detrimental psychology I had after that whole event kind of messed up my trading for a while. Very soft. I was already conservative with my trades. I already didn't risk more than 5-10% per trade, and then this shit happens, and now it was like on super conservative mode. So it just goes to show, If you don't fully have the skill set down, and if you're asking yourself, well, what does that look like when you have it down? That means you don't have it down yet. Just consistently extracting money from the markets month after month before you start to acquire investors to up your portfolio, let alone investors who are helping you pay your fucking bills right at home. Don't shit where you stay. But that for me was the absolute worst loss I've ever had within the markets for those reasons stated. And if you guys have any bad experience as far as your biggest loss or your biggest win, please comment down below. I would love to hear your stories. And that's pretty much it for me, man. Never heard before, and I told you guys here first.